Hello everyone, this is Debbie Endries from Brainerd, Minnesota, and I welcome you to an evening discussion on energy and chakras. And I want to thank all of you for taking time to share together. And if you have any questions, be sure to write them down on the comment sections below, or tag a friend if you find something that you might find that resonates with their hearts, to connect with them and share this video with them also. I have tonight again my friend Leslie that's going to be sharing questions and asking and keeping me on track with things and time. So thank you, Leslie. I appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
Okay, what do you have to share? What is the question?
Well, we're also sitting in a little bit of a darkened
Right.
atmosphere.
The weather is kind of iffy right now, so if technology, and I'm not techno savvy at all, but if things start getting a little bit fritzy, we'll just end this live and continue next week. I'm planning on doing this Thursday evenings at 7:30, so just a heads up if something like that were to happen. So thank you for that heads up.
Good.
Okay.
Well, last week we had a number of comments, and a question from one viewer, Cynthia, is asking this. Do I have to know what's bothering me to be helped by your energy sessions?
So a person coming in, you don't have to have an issue to come in to spend time with receiving an energy session. A lot of this is just wonderfully stress management. A lot of it is just attaining a bit of peace in your life, and so you don't have to have an issue in order to come in for a session. What people sometimes will happen though is there will be something that comes up, maybe a memory or a stirring when we're going through the chakras, and a question asked might bring something to the forefront, and that starts getting deeper and deeper into a session that will impact body, mind, spirit, physically. And so we are not having to know if we have an issue. We're all human beings on this planet. We all have issues, and so it would be kind of odd for anybody to walk through my door and not have something going on in their lives, because we have our ebbs and flows, and we are always walking this path and having many practicing moments. So just come in and trust that you're going to get filled up and feel better when you leave than you felt before you came through the door. So that's pretty simple.
Well, and you said how each chakra has a key. Can you just tell me what a chakra is, and what is all this?
Okay, chakra is a word. It's a circle of energy, and we all have circles of energy in our bodies. And so chakra is ancient Sanskrit. And when I first went to school,
what do you mean by ancient Sanskrit?
It's ancient wisdom from way back Sanskrit times.
Okay.
And they just had this ancient wisdom, and we're very much aware of different energies that are in our body. And there are many, 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 but I focus with my clients on 7 particular chakra energies. And when I first went to school to be a massage therapist, I was really befuddled and taken aback when the teacher started bringing up, well, we're going to learn about chakras. And I was raised Catholic, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is old, ancient, Sanskrit, Hindu. Stay away from it. It isn't going to be something I'm going to mess around with. And so I shut that part of it off for me in my learning and education. And it wasn't until quite some time after that, when I was working with clients, I was feeling energy moving and stopping, or flowing very easily, but there may be a block. And it was like, something is going on here. And then I started having dreams about wheels, and it finally connected with me that through my dreams, God and Spirit was just letting me know to start paying attention to these wheels of energy in my clients' bodies and my body, of energies. And that was an affirmation for me to follow the guidance of spirit, of the guidance that God was giving me to be a better massage therapist. And hands just heating up sometimes with work that I was doing with clients. And once the block was released, my hands were not hot anymore. It just, everybody has their different way of working with energy, and we all work with energy, and we all have the ability to be helping our bodies open and close. And when we are closed, there's usually a reason for it. And so I'm going to just briefly go through the 7 chakras in our body, starting with the root chakra, which is the base of the spine. And that root chakra is basic to our food, clothing, shelter, our first couple years of learning, and what we're being taught by our parents. We're absorbing all of that. It's our financial security. We have to feel safe. And if we're not feeling safe, or if we have a core belief system that's starting to shift, our root chakra might be closing off, because it's like, oh, I don't like change. Oh, I don't want this shift. A story that goes with that root chakra is I had a friend whose husband, she was growing spiritually and experiencing a lot of things, and she had told her husband, I'm doing this and you can come along with me or stay put. And they had gone to Sedona and had spent some incredible time and some real spiritual awakening while they were there. And he came back and had talked to me about learning Reiki. And Reiki was something that he was really interested in. So I got him in touch with a Reiki master teacher, Marty Gagner, here in Brainerd Lakes area. And he ended up being an incredible Reiki worker with different people, and has even been to India to work with different groups. But it was hard for him at first, because his core belief with his traditional religion wasn't corresponding with the change in belief pattern of energy and Reiki. And Reiki works with the chakras and opening and helping with healing. And so he struggled until he accepted that part of him that spirit was bringing forward to be able to give more to the world. And so that was an example of a root chakra. And there is, moving on from the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine, you go to the second chakra, and that is orange in color. Red is the root, orange is the second chakra, and that's birthing and creativity, and that's your belly button to your pubic bone. That's where that area is. And so it's birthing new ideas. If you are feeling closed off with your creativity, and in that creativity it's just not moving, it could very easily, that second chakra could be closed. So moving up from the second is your tummy area, and that is your third chakra, and it's the yellow, beautiful yellow sun color. And that is truly taking time to trust your gut and being able, when you've got that feeling, when you're in a situation or you're with somebody, you trust your gut. If it's saying no, step back, no, step back. If you're feeling just kind of excited, it's an encouragement for you to step forward. But always be able to listen to that grounded part of who you are, and trusting your gut, and where your self-esteem is established is that piece also. And so if people are struggling with their self-esteem, there may be a struggle with just moving forward with life, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy. That could definitely be a piece of what that fourth chakra being closed would be. Moving up, and those 3 lower chakras are all grounded. They're all grounded to earth and the physical manifestations of where we are here every day on the planet. We move up to our heart chakra, and our heart chakra is the connector between our first 3 and our top 3 and it helps to push the energy out, and it helps with our touching the world with what we can do with our healing abilities for other people too. And so the fourth is green, which is the color of heart. I always thought red because of Valentine's, and but green is life. Green is spring. Green is so many beautiful colors of green can be connected with your heart chakra. Your fifth chakra is your throat, and it is speaking your truth. And I find a lot of women come in and they have a very difficult time with that chakra being closed because they have such a hard time speaking their truth, standing up for themselves, biting their tongues so that they're not saying something that might offend somebody, or they might not like them anymore. And so there's so much with a lot of women that really struggle with having that throat chakra open. And I find too, turquoise, and I wear a lot of turquoise, is a very good stone for that throat chakra and keeping it open. From the throat, we go to our intuition, and that's our third eye. And it just is a big part of our spiritual connection, the gentle nudgings, the taps on the shoulders that we might get. And it's just in an instant. It's just a whisper. And it can just be such a pure, quiet knowing, and act on it. I just encourage people. We have so many practicing moments, and when we're open to exploring these kinds of things, our world opens up in a whole new way. And it's not only us then that it impacts, but it will start impacting out because we're becoming more aware of who we are. And so in that intuition piece of who we are, we can practice and practice. And the more we practice and listen to those little nudges, you might be driving along on the highway and you'll have this swift intuition, I need to move off to the right. And sure enough, somebody is just barreling down. So you trust and have those many practicing moments throughout our lives to use our intuition, and like our gut, it will not steer us wrong. And our seventh is our spiritual chakra on the top of our head, and that is just all the spiritual essence of who we are is poured in, is brought out. And when we are in alignment with our truth and who we are, and our being and connection with spirit and our essence of everything, that chakra is wide open. And so those are just a very, very short synopsis of chakras, and there's many, many, many more layers to this, but that's just a brief synopsis of it.
Wow.
Was that...
You sound like you have lots of depth of wisdom in this topic. It's been years of practice.
Years of practice. Lots of clients, yes. Lots of even working with myself and realizing, and we're never all right all the time. Sometimes when we have those moments in our life where everything is in alignment, and I've just been wowed in the last week with the number of women that have been coming in, and I don't know if it's our session beforehand or whatever, but boom, they are just so in alignment. And it's fun to be able at the beginning of a session to say, everything is open. We're ready to go here.
Can I ask you to expand on that? Because I know you use pendulums and you referred to being open and closed. And can you tell me what that means?
Right. It's easy for me to use something concrete like a pendulum. You can feel it. It's there. You can see it. With energy, chakras have energy, and it's electromagnetic energy. We are filled with energy, and that's what our chakras are. They're wheels of energy moving in a circular motion, and if they're blocked, when they're open, my pendulum is in a round circle.
And they're inside of us.
And they are inside of us, but the energy from those chakras go out if they're open. And it's just so much fun because with the pendulum too, the aura energy of clients, the pendulum, and it's fun because clients can open their eyes and I can say, I can feel this, but the pendulum can show you how far out, oh my goodness, your aura is, which is part of the energy of your chakras going out when they're open. So that's been fun to be able to share with clients, to visually see if they want to have their energy and chakras read. Some clients don't want anything to do with that, and I totally respect and honor that.
And so what does it mean to read a
To
chakra?
read a chakra. Okay, so I start at the base of their spine, and I just move my pendulum from the base of their spine to the top of their head, and I'm very focused. Okay, first chakra, second chakra, and the pendulum will go in a circle if it's open. And if the energy of that chakra is closed, the pendulum will go back and forth. And it's very clear. It doesn't hesitate at all. And it's interesting to bring that up to the client then. And there's different questions that might be coming up then with a particular chakra closed. And sometimes a client will engage in more, and so things unfold. It's like once a little bit is opened, more and more and more layers and layers start to unfold. So that is just a piece of concrete tool, and I use it so that the invisible energy that can be felt but not seen is able to be seen with the use of a pendulum. Does that make sense?
And so yes, it does make sense. And so when you're working with people from the start of the session to the end of the session, can you see a difference?
I can feel a difference.
But does the pendulum see it too?
If I go through again at the end of the session, they can see it because I will work with them.
So they can see
yes, it. Yes, and they will feel it. They will feel it also. Cool. They will feel the change and the difference in their bodies when that is released and open again. Right. It's just like taking a deep breath. And it impacts all of our organs. Each chakra has a different organs that it impacts too, and different emotions that are impacted with different chakras, but I'm not going to get into all of that tonight.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of volumes left to go in discussion here.
Oh, perhaps, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and segue to that, you have a class coming up Sunday, September 29th. What is involved? How would someone learn more about it or register?
Okay, I am going to be doing a class. I'm calling it a retreat, and it's only for up to 7 gals that can participate. And it will be the first part of our day. It's from 11 until 3 or 4. It depends. Sometimes we go over. And it's at my home in Brainerd, Minnesota. The cost is $40. We will do a first introduction to just pendulum work and learning about pendulums. They're not scary. They're not weird. They're just a piece of material thing that can help show us where energy is flowing and where it isn't. Some people find this to be a helpful tool, and so we will learn about that and practice it. And it takes practice. Everything new takes practice. It's not like we learn how to ride a bike the first time we jump on. So we will be doing that, and then I will be teaching about, with much more depth and detail, things about the chakras. And in that, we will be taking turns at the very beginning of laying on the table and using pendulums, and then having people being aware of what's opened and closed. And then we're going to be working, because we all have healing energy that we can share with other people. And so in that, we will be sharing our energy in opening and helping that person on the table be able to feel the difference with things that are opened.
Okay, and can I just clarify? that's a different energy than when people come to you and you might be touching them. This is a class where your energy work is you're not touching anybody, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right. We
And
won't. There
okay.
won't be any hands on. It will
Okay.
just be energy where we're
Okay.
just holding above.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, anybody that doesn't like to be touched,
Mm-hmm.
this is great because you don't. And this kind of energy.
They don't feel so vulnerable, and a good way to experience it.
True. And also this kind of energy and healing touch energy can be sent to you right there in that chair, or to somebody that's 1,000 miles away. It can be sent to people dealing with a hurricane going on right now. We can be doing a lot just in our living room, sending our energy out. But I'm going to talk about that in another discussion, another night. So that is on the 29th. It's a Sunday afternoon from 11 until 3 or 4, depending upon how late we decide to run. So that's, I think, all that we have going on. So thank you for taking time to share together tonight. And until next time, may your blessings be abundant, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.